This is Coach Lee with myexpatcoach.com, and today I'm going to talk to you about how your ex can try to trick you into breaking no contact. Now you may be wondering, why would my ex try to trick me into breaking no contact when they're the ones that wanted to break up with me? Well, a lot of this, and you have to understand, there's power struggles, there's ego strokes, all kinds of things that can go on during a breakup. And this person that you thought had such a tender heart towards you, and they did at one point, but now a lot of this is how they feel about the breakup. Because even if they wanted to break up with you and they wanted to be done with you and move on with their life, which is difficult to do, it's much more difficult than it seems. But even if they wanted that, they want you to want them. Even though they've left you, even though they've told you they don't want you in their life anymore, they want you to want them and to miss them. And part of it is ego, because everybody wants to feel wanted. And so they will sometimes, if you don't just jump up and down and do what they want you to do, which is to show how desperate you are to keep them and to get them back, then what they will do sometimes is try to trick you into breaking no contact. And it's where you have some very thin ice and a very slippery slope, because a lot of times I will be coaching a client and they will be in no contact and they're struggling and they're getting coaching calls with me several times a week for encouragement and to update me. And they will tell me that the ex did something and it looks like maybe the ex is wanting them to reach out. And they want to know, should I break no contact if it looks like my ex wants me to reach out? And the answer is no. Because if they have broken up with you, they're the ones who need to come toward you. They're the ones who need to reach out. There's a very important reason for this. This is not just simply trying to score points or trying to get revenge or being petty. That's not it at all. It is that if you want a relationship with this person in the future, you've got to know when they're trying to manipulate you and trick you into breaking no contact, and when they actually want to contact you and want to get back together with you. And if that is the case, they will reach out to you most of the time, at least in the first 2 or 3 months. One reason they might try to use you to break no contact or try to get you to break no contact is because they do want you back, but they don't want to risk rejection. They want you to do the heavy lifting and have to come to them and do the work and take the risk. They want you to do the heavy lifting here. This is ridiculous, and yet a lot of people fall for it, when in this case, they are the ones who should be reaching out to you. Now, this is difficult because they do miss you to some degree, but it's not enough yet for them to assume the risk, and they want you to take all the risk. They don't want to risk you rejecting them, which is really ironic when you think about it, seeing as how this person has dumped you. And so you shouldn't look at them with the soft, loving, sympathetic, warm eyes that you have them, because really in a lot of ways they are thinking of you less. They are putting you in a place where they're not being considerate of you, where they're not thinking, I broke it off with this person, I really should reach out. No, they're wanting you to do it. The answer is no, you should not do that. If they want you badly enough that they actually want a relationship with you and that it's not just a mirage, they will reach out to you. And that is what you should be waiting for, because you're just going to get hurt again. Because really it's fake. They just want you to reach out, and once they see that you're still interested, they'll back away again. They'll break up with you again. And here you had your hopes all up. I've seen it so many times, and my warnings are usually ignored, even though I just want you to know I have seen so many breakups and so many relationship troubles in the last 2 decades. And you've only seen a handful because you've only seen your own, or maybe some of your friends. You don't have the advantage. So I encourage you to gain from my experience here and don't fall for it. You will just hurt yourself. And if you hold out, they will move along emotionally, and you will have a better chance of getting them back for the long term, because they really want to be with you. That's just how it works. Now, another reason they may be trying to get you to break no contact is because they want to just be friends. They want to be your friend. They miss you, but not enough to get back with you romantically. And so they just want to be your friend. They liked you. They liked how they felt when they were around you. They have great memories of you. They might feel a little bit guilty, and they just want to be your friend. Whereas I tell my coaching clients, do not take a lowball offer of friendship. If you want romance with this person, if you want a oneness relationship with them that might lead to something more in the future like marriage, do not accept friendship. It's like if you had a house and you wanted $500,000 for it because that's what it was worth, and somebody said, well, you know, I'll give you $100,000 for it. That's a lowball offer. The house is worth more than that. And so just like in this situation, if your ex offers you friendship, no, politely decline, mostly because you're worth more than that, and that's a lowball offer, but also because it will hurt you if you try to be their friend, because you will see them with other people. It will be awkward. You will want them back, yet they won't reciprocate because all they want is friendship. Don't fall for it. I don't mean that you don't be polite to this person and that you don't be civil and kind, but in terms of being their buddy, going out with them, hanging out, no, those days are over. That's just what happens when you have a romantic relationship with someone that goes away. Most of the time, with rare exception, friendship is not a good thing. Now, a way that they may trick you into contacting them is like they're trying to make you think they are interested just enough to get you to reach out so that, again, you give up some of that, quote, power. And I hate to act as though this is a power struggle, but there is some of that. And when you reach out to them after they've broken up with you, it makes you look weak. It makes you look like you're chasing them, and it really feeds their ego. It makes them feel great about themselves. I mean, here they have broken up with you, and they give you a crumb from the table, and you're so excited that you reach out. It makes them feel good about themselves. Okay, she wanted me. Okay, he still wants me, even though I broke up with him, even though I was inconsiderate, even though I didn't try to work on the relationship. I just left. And this person still wants me and is still pining for me. That makes you look bad, which pushes them away. They get what they wanted, which was to feel what it's like to be the one wanted, to be the one chased after by this other person. That's what they wanted. They wanted to be able to leave you and not think that you moved on, but that you're wanting them. It's kind of a sick thing if you think about it. But they do this. They will try to get you to reach out and then act like, oh, no, I'm not interested. I don't want to get your hopes up, or it's just not going to work. I'm sorry. And act like that it was all you when they were baiting you into it. Don't fall for it, because a lot of times your ex just wants an ego stroke. Even if they're a great person, even if they're kind and they were loving during the relationship and still do care about you, they're still human and still may want the ego stroke. You have to be careful, because you don't need to do that to yourself. And if you want to get back with this person, you can't do that. Because at the moment, the reason they're trying to get you to contact them is because their ego is down. Because you're not reacting like they thought you would. You're not chasing them, which feels so good for them that you're chasing. You're pursuing them. It ought to make you a little bit mad, in fact. But don't buy it. Don't fall for it. Do not chase. Do not chase. Because at this moment, they're actually almost chasing you in that they're trying to get you to contact them. So hold back. Don't fall for the bait, and you will have a better shot at getting them back in the future, because the attraction for you will go up instead of you sacrificing your attraction to build them up. They don't need any more building up. They've broken up with you. They feel like they have the power here and they're the superior one. They're the more attractive one because they've rejected you. Don't give them more. And if it starts to fall and they start to move towards you a little bit, don't give it up. Don't waste it. Don't give it away. Another thing that your ex may do to try to get you to reach out to them is to send you something meaningful. Now, what has to be considered here is if your ex does something that could be counted as contact. For example, one of my coaching clients had his ex-girlfriend send him flowers and the lyrics to a song that was very meaningful to the two of them. And you have to decide if it's contact with you or if it's baiting you to contact them, because there is a difference. If they're contacting you that's a good thing. And as I teach, you should not ignore them. Some people say, oh, when you're in no contact, you ignore them. When they're making an effort and they're moving back towards you, you have to understand that they're human and that it's a good thing if they realize they made a mistake and they come towards you instead of trying to play a game with you. So there's nothing about ignoring them that makes any sense, because they may think, well, this person's moved on. I guess I really blew it. And it could make them move on. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes they do keep reaching out to you, but do you want to gamble with that? If they're moving towards you and they reach out to you, there's nothing wrong with politely responding. Now, I certainly don't want you to reach out, oh, I missed you so much, I'm so glad you're contacting me. Because again, you're just giving them the power. You're just showing them that you've just been waiting on them. And that's not what you want them to see at all. So one of my coaching clients had an ex-girlfriend send him a picture of the two of them that she knew would be meaningful. And she probably wanted him to contact her. In this case, it's difficult, because was that her contacting him? Was there a clear message? And the answer is, it depends on other factors going on. In this case, I suggested that he not contact her, that he wait, and sure enough, she did contact him. So if it's vague and you're not clear what the message intended, because sometimes an ex will send you something that's yours to give it back to you, or because they think that you want it and they're just trying to be nice. And if you misinterpret that and chase them again, you're just giving them the power and the ego stroke. And a lot of times they're not even interested. They're just being nice. So you've got to make sure the message from them is clear in order to determine if it's actually contacting you or simply taking care of some business matters. Another thing your ex may do, and I have seen this with coaching clients, is that an ex may post on social media and say how they're struggling with a recent breakup and they just don't feel like adulting today, or they may say that breakups are tough, something to the effect of that they're hurting. And a lot of times someone will see that from their ex and they'll want to reach out. They'll want to say, I'm so sorry you're hurting, or they'll take it as that the ex is missing them and they'll reach out and try to say something kind and affectionate or loving, or say, I miss you, or I love you. And that is just the wrong thing to do. Until they reach out directly to you, you cannot fall for the bait, because your ex wants to feel wanted and wants to know that you miss them and want to be with them. But the minute that you show them that, they've gotten what they want, because at the moment, what they wanted was not you. And that's difficult to hear, but that's the truth of the matter. You have got to be strong and have to stay in no contact until they reach out to you and make it clear of their intentions. Now, that doesn't mean that you just make them flat out say, I want to get back together, but they need to be contacting you, trying to interact with you, and needs to be positive, and where you know for almost certain that they want to get back together with you before you start trying to meet up or anything else with them. And that only needs to come when they initiate it. So when your ex does try to bait you into breaking no contact, where they don't have to break no contact and they don't have to be the one to reach out to you, don't fall for it. Stay strong, and you have a good shot at getting them back, because it at least means that they feel the space between the two of you. Visit my website, myexbackcoach.com, for free content on getting your ex back, or to schedule a coaching call with me. That's myexbackcoach.com. And together, we can put together a plan to get your ex back. Nearly 2 decades of this, and I can help. myexbackcoach.com. Please subscribe to my channel, and if you like this video or got something out of it, please like it below, and thank you for watching.